and the righteous people. And alhamdulillah, we've had the pleasure of meeting some of these people, because many of them now, they're hidden in their homes. They don't even go out because people can't, they say al-awliya ara'isullah, the awliya are the brides of God, and only the mahram can see the bride, So if you don't have nisbah, if you have no relationship to the bride, and this is why Imam al-Ghazali and others, Imam al-Shadiri, Abu al-Hasan al-Shadiri, he said the least rutbah of wilayah is al-i'tiqadu bi ahlillah, is belief in the people of Allah. That's the least. You have to believe in them. You have to believe that people had ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ said, تَفَكُّرُ سَاعَةٍ خَيْرٌ مِّن 70 سَنَةً عِبَادَةً مِّن عِبَادَةِ 70 سَنَةً. That reflection for 1 hour, and it could mean a moment in Arabic, is better than 70 years of ibadah. He's talking about a heart that has been purified. Because we can worship our whole life, 70 years, the average, the Prophet said, أَعْمَارُ أُمَّتِي مَا بَيْنَ السِّتِّينَ وَالسَّبْعِينَ. So what he's saying is, you can spend your whole life doing ibadah, and yet ma'rifah, that one moment of ma'rifah is better than all of those years of ibadah. That one moment of ma'rifah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And see, this path is about ma'rifah. Islam, I'm not talking about, this is not tasawwuf. I'm talking about Islam. Islam is about knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the knowledge of Allah is not a set of arguments that you read in a book. It's not a metan that you study with a scholar. You can study those mutun with Orientalists now. Some of them know it better than a lot of the scholars of Islam know these texts. Really. Because this is outward knowledge that you can learn. The hypocrite can learn them. No, this is the shahada, right? The Prophet ﷺ in the hadith, and this is the second hadith Imam al-Nawawi mentions from Sayyidina Umar, when the Prophet ﷺ, they were sitting with him, and طَلَعَ عَلَيْنَا رَجُلٌ, a man appeared before them, and then they described the man, and لَمْ يُرَى عَلَيْهِ أَثَرُ السَّفَرِ, they couldn't see any traveling, nobody knew him. Nobody knew him. So they knew, one, he wasn't from Medina, and yet there was no traces of traveling on him. And the Sahaba are all sitting there. And then he sat with the Prophet ﷺ, أَسْنَدَ رُكْبَتَيْهِ إِلَى رُكْبَتَيْهِ وَوَضَعَ كَفَّيْهِ عَلَى فَخِذَيْهِ. He put his knees up to the Prophet's knees. And this is ishara also, because in the Muwatta, Luqman al-Hakim says to his son, يَا وَلَدِي جَالِسِ الْعُلَمَاءِ وَزَاحِمْهُمْ بِرُكْبَتِكَ. Sit with the ulama and put your knees up against theirs. Right? And he said, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يُنْبِتُ فِي الْقُلُوبِ الْحِكْمَةَ مِنْ جُلُوسِهِمْ. Allah will cause wisdom to grow in your hearts by just sitting with them. Just sitting with them. كَمَا تَنْبُتَ الْحَبَّةُ فِي أَرْضَ الطَّيِّبَةِ. Just like a seed will grow in a good earth. So your soul is a seed. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. The soul needs tazkiyah. Tazkiyah means to make something grow. Yuzakki, which also means to purify, because something can't grow if it's not given pure soil, pure earth, pure water. It needs purity to grow. If you put something in something that is not pure, right, it won't grow. Right? Samud is not najis. It's not najis. The fertilizer. It needs something that it needs to be in good soil, and it will grow. And this is what the hearts of those people are like. If you sit with them. So when he did that, he asked him about iman. Right? أخبرني عن الإسلام. And the Prophet ﷺ told him what Islam is. أخبرني عن الإيمان. He told him what iman was. أخبرني عن الإيمان أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله. To bear witness and then to believe. أن تؤمن بالله ورسوله وكتبه وملائكته وقدره شره وخيره خيره وشره واليوم الآخر. You believe in the 6 articles of faith. This is what he told him. And then he asked him about Islam, and he said it was the 5 pillars. That's Islam, the 5 pillars. And then he asked him about ihsan. Right? What is ihsan? And he said, أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. That to worship Allah as if you see Him. This is what ihsan is. Maqam al-ihsan is maqam al-mushahada. And if you don't see Him, at least you are in a state of muraqaba. It's either mushahada or muraqaba. But that's what ihsan is. So what the Prophet ﷺ is saying is the dharwat al-Islam, the pinnacle of Islam, is a state of mushahada. And you have to deal with the hadith, which is in the same collection of the Arba'een, where he says that مَا تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ عَبْدِي مَنْ عَادَ لِي وَلِيًّا آذَنْتُهُ بِالْحَرْبِ. This is a sahih hadith. And what do people say about it? You have to deal with that hadith. That whoever makes war on a wali of mine, I declare war on him. وَمَا تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ عَبْدِي بِشَيْءٍ أحب إلي مما افترضته عليه. That no one of my servants draws near to me with anything more beloved than the fard. ولا يزال يتقرب إلي بالنوافل حتى أحبه. And he will continue to draw near to me with extra acts. These are السابقون أولئك المقربون. The sabiqun, the ones that outstrip everybody, right? ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات. Right? Those are the three maqams. Maqam al-Islam, maqam al-Iman, maqam al-Ihsan. Right? If you're in the outward of Islam, it's good if you have belief. Right? That's good, but you're still ظالم لنفسه. You haven't completed your faith. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. You don't truly believe. It doesn't mean you don't believe, but if you don't love for your fellow human being what you love for yourself, then your iman's not complete. It's not complete. So that means that there's a complete iman. So what is a complete mu'min? What is al-mu'min al-kamil? What do they look like? Who are they? Because they're not the same as a mu'min who's naqis in his iman. He's deficient in his iman. And this is our religion. You know, we forget this. And the least you could do is be like the traditional common Muslims. The least all of us could do is be like the least of the Muslims who believed in these people. Right? فَبِهُدَاهُمْ فَاقْتَدِي. You know, by their guidance, follow it. Follow their guidance. Right? The people, the mu'minun, these are real people. كُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. Be with the truthful ones. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. Be with the people of sidq. These are the people whose hearts are sincere with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah tells us to be with them. Seek them out. Wherever they are, seek them out and sit with them and be with them and benefit with them and be humbled before them. You know, these are the people. I went to the middle of Sahara, really, to the Sahara Desert to meet one of these people.